Do you know there are two types of truth, Vyavharika and Paramartha? Vyavharika can be loosely translated as transactional, practical, utilitarian. Paramartha can be translated as absolute. Well, Vyavharika truth are the types of truths on which the world functions. Are the simple statements about outside world, like that this is a tree, the tree is green, this is a dog, the dog is black, this is cow, the cow is brown. All these type of statements can be stated about the outside object of the world, and this statement can rather be correct or incorrect. So this correct or incorrect statement are the types of truth which we cover under Vyavharika. And it's very important, the fact-checking thing, It's very important. Without it, the world cannot function. Society cannot function. There is world outside society, but any society cannot function. Hmm. And well, there is other type of truth which is absolute, Paramartha. This type of truth is trying to point towards something which is little unseen, little nuanced, little subtle, which requires your aesthetic judgment, not only your epistemic judgment. By epistemic judgment, I mean don't get confused by the fancy word. Epistemic just means linguistical judgment about the tree is green or tree is black. But aesthetic judgment is your poise towards reality, how you function, how you are, what is your poise. It's little nuance, it's little subtle. It's let me explain. So absolute truth is pointing towards this unity of being. The absolute truth wants you to see not an outside object of the world. It's not pointing towards an object about which the statement can be stated, whether it's true or false. It's not about correctness or incorrectness. The absolute truth just wants you to notice the presence, which is prior to the world, being, which is prior to the world, this opening without which the world cannot exist. Even in order to say there is a tree, there is a dog, there is a cow, there has to be the world outside. There has to be a clearing, presence, in which the world can appear. And that clearing, that being, that presence, that is invisible, but still there is, without which the world cannot exist. It's a priori to the world. That being, to notice that being is absolute truth. That being is Sat, means truth itself in Sanskrit. And it has to be noticed. It's already there, but it just has to be noticed. It is not about correct or incorrect. It is about aesthetic noticing, feeling. You can feel it as your own I amness. Or maybe in outside world, you can feel it as the very easiness of the things. It is absolute truth. I can't pass any statement about it. You have to feel it. It's not even a feeling. It's just ease. The very easiness of everything. You see, that reminds me that Greeks has a very beautiful word about this absolute truth. They referred it, there is no Greek culture anymore. We all live in a Western hellhole, people. Greek referred it as aletheia. Aletheia means to hide. The prefix "a" means unhide, unconceal, reveal. This unconcealment is talking about the clearing of the Vyavharika truth, clearing of facts. So the truth, the ultimate truth, can be noticed. You see, there is Vyavharika Satya and there is Paramarthika Satya. Unconcealment of Vyavharika Satya, the clearing of facts. So finally you can start thinking, and finally you can notice the unity of being, Paramartha, or the very presence which is presencing before the world, the very easiness of existence itself. Aletheia, unconcealment, was translated by Romans when they conquered Greeks, veritas, as veritas. When veritas is Vyavaharika Satya. Veritas is about correctness or incorrectness. Since Romans were all about controlling and, enterprising, they were all about policies and judgment. They were not nuanced or subtle like Greeks. Both has their own benefits and pros and cons, but Romans, sadly, lacking the depth of the nuance of the Hellenistic culture, translated that awesome, literally, which inspires awe, the word aletheia, into veritas. In the Western world, the history of the Western world, it just restricted to the truth which are correct or incorrect. We have forgotten the truth of unconcealment. That reminds me of the quote of Ludwig Wittgenstein. This is a famous German philosopher, Ludwig Wittgenstein. He once said, he wrote, I quote, the mystical is not that the mystical is not that how the world exists, but that it exists. Or as I said, the mystical is not how the world is, but that it is. You see, the mystery is not how the world is in a certain way, whether it is like A or B, whether this is tree or dog, whether this is green or blue. That's a secondary judgment. But the mystical thing is the very fact that there is something, so much something, that existence itself is the mystical thing, not how it is in a party. Don't try to look for a miracle in a certain way. See the miracle of existence itself. You see, we are jumping from epistemology to ontology and aesthetic here. Don't get scared by the difficult word. What I'm saying is, we are jumping from linguistical truth to the truth about being. That we are jumping from the linguistical preference of someone to the preference about life itself. On the ontological truth or on the paramarthika level truth, the entirety of human personality is questioned. Its aesthetics, its ethics, its moral, your taste in art, your taste in beauty, the subtlety of your soul is judged in paramarthika truth. Whole of your being is demanded in order to question and notice the unity of being. Anyone can learn Vyavaharika truth. It's just about remembrance. These many atoms, these many protons, this and that, it doesn't challenge your entire being. The absolute truth does challenge the entirety of you. Your intellect, your taste, your ethics, your very structure of your personality is called, is invited to question and notice the presence before the world, the opening in which the world exists, your own being, the very easiness of everything.